Alex had always been someone who blended into the background. In meetings at work, his voice often remained unheard, his ideas left unspoken. Social events felt like obstacles, and even casual conversations seemed daunting. Every day, he watched colleagues confidently express themselves, take initiative, and receive recognition, while he felt invisible and inadequate. The world seemed to reward boldness, yet Alex had none of it. Deep down, he wanted to be confident, but the gap between who he was and who he wished to be felt enormous. From the outside, Alex's life looked normal. He had a steady job, good friends, and a safe routine. But inside, he struggled with constant self-doubt. Simple tasks like presenting in front of his team or joining a networking event triggered anxiety. Each time he hesitated, he felt a small pang of regret, a reminder that fear was controlling his choices. He began questioning himself more and more. Why can't I be like them? Why can't I speak up without feeling terrified? These questions, unanswered and growing louder each day, created a weight that made it even harder to act. The story opens with a particularly challenging day. Alex had prepared a short presentation for an important project, but when the time came, his hands shook and his voice faltered. He could feel the eyes of his colleagues on him, silently judging, silently comparing. The embarrassment was sharp, and it echoed in his mind long after the meeting ended. That night, as he replayed every moment, Alex realized that his lack of confidence was no longer just a personal inconvenience, it was holding him back from opportunities, friendships, and success. To make matters worse, Alex noticed how effortlessly confident people moved through the world. His colleague Mia, for instance, spoke clearly, smiled warmly, and seemed to naturally attract attention. She gave presentations without fear and often inspired others with her ideas. Seeing her confidence made Alex feel a mixture of admiration and envy. He wanted the same self-assurance but felt trapped in a cycle of hesitation and self-criticism. Every failed attempt to step forward seemed to reinforce the belief that confidence was something he was simply missing, something unattainable. The narrative builds slowly, showing Alex's daily life in small but significant moments. He avoids eye contact in meetings, hesitates to share his opinions, and often stays silent when he could have contributed. Even casual social interactions feel like obstacles, and each rejection or awkward encounter chips away at his self-esteem. The audience begins to feel his frustration, worry, and sadness. This is where the emotional connection forms. Viewers, especially students and young professionals, can see themselves in Alex's experiences. They relate to his fears and the invisible pressure that comes with wanting to grow but not knowing how. Amid these struggles, Alex begins to notice tiny signs of possibility. He sees people like Mia, not just as naturally confident, but as individuals who follow certain habits, make deliberate choices, and consistently practice self-belief. The story hints at the transformation to come by planting curiosity in Alex's mind, and in the audience's. This curiosity becomes a quiet hook, a promise that the struggle is not permanent, that confidence can be learned, and that the journey ahead is both possible and inspiring. In these early moments, the narration is calm, reflective, and emotionally immersive. The language is simple to ensure clarity for ESL learners. The audience is guided through Alex's inner thoughts, struggles, and feelings without rushing. The story emphasizes the universality of self-doubt, showing that even capable, intelligent people can feel insecure. These carefully crafted moments of empathy create emotional peaks and prepare the viewer to engage deeply with Alex's journey. By the end of this section, the conflict is clear. Alex must confront his fears, understand the habits of successful people, and find a way to develop real, lasting confidence. After countless moments of hesitation and self-doubt, Alex finally decided he could no longer stay stuck in fear. He realized that confidence was not something he would magically gain overnight, it was a skill to be practiced, a habit to be developed every day. Inspired by people like Mia, Alex began observing the routines and mindset of confident individuals. He noticed that they prepared thoroughly, spoke with clarity, maintained positive body language, and embraced challenges rather than avoiding them. These small but consistent actions seemed to create a ripple effect, boosting their self-belief and shaping how others perceived them. Alex understood that if he wanted to change, he had to start small, focus on daily habits, and take deliberate steps toward action. His first step was changing his mindset. Each morning, Alex began reciting affirmations in front of the mirror, reminding himself of his abilities and potential. He replaced self-critical thoughts with encouraging statements, like "I am capable, my ideas matter, and I can take this step today." At first, it felt awkward and forced, but with repeated practice, he started feeling a subtle shift in his inner dialogue. This mental preparation became the foundation of his growing confidence. Even small victories, like volunteering a thought during a casual discussion, became powerful reinforcement. The audience can see the transformation gradually unfolding, which motivates them to try the same approach in their own lives. Next, Alex focused on action. He challenged himself to speak up in team meetings, beginning with short comments and gradually offering full ideas. Each successful attempt, no matter how small, reinforced his belief that he could handle uncomfortable situations. He also worked on his posture, eye contact, and tone of voice, realizing that body language strongly affected how others responded to him and how he felt about himself. By intentionally practicing these habits, Alex started noticing a difference in how colleagues reacted. They listened more attentively, responded positively, and even sought his input. These external affirmations further fueled his inner confidence, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement that propelled his growth. Alex also adopted the habit of stepping outside his comfort zone regularly. Whether it was joining a networking event, volunteering to lead a small project, or striking up conversations with strangers, each new experience tested his limits and expanded them. Failures and awkward moments still occurred, but Alex learned to see them as lessons rather than setbacks. By reframing challenges as opportunities, he gradually built resilience, self-assurance, and the courage to take risks. The audience feels both tension and relief during these moments, rooting for Alex while recognizing parallels in their own lives. As weeks passed, Alex's transformation became visible. He no longer avoided meetings or social interactions. He could present confidently, express his ideas clearly, and engage with colleagues without fear. Even in situations that once terrified him, he displayed calm composure and decisive action. The story emphasizes that confidence is a journey, not a one-time event, and it is achieved through persistence, daily habits, and mindful effort. Finally, the story concludes with a powerful moral lesson. Confidence is accessible to everyone who is willing to act intentionally, practice consistently, and embrace discomfort as a pathway to growth. Alex's journey shows that even someone who once felt invisible and unsure can become bold, self-assured, and capable of influencing the world around them. The emotional impact is strong. The audience feels joy, relief, and inspiration as they witness the transformation. By tying every habit and action to tangible results, viewers are motivated to implement these habits in their own lives immediately. The narrative ends on a motivational note, reinforcing the central theme: success and confidence are not gifts reserved for a few, they are the result of small, deliberate habits practiced over time. Anyone watching can take steps today, just like Alex, to develop unshakable confidence and unlock their potential. This leaves the audience with a sense of hope, determination, and actionable insight, making the story both inspiring and practical.